So we're here at the Forktree Project, which is a 53-hectare property on the Fleurieu Peninsula, and the name of the game here is rewilding. And we need to do that because we've lost so much native vegetation in the Fleurieu, but also in Australia and globally. And it's critical for both sequestering CO2 for climate change, but also rebuilding habitat for wildlife. There are three elements really to the Forktree Project. One is rewilding the majority of the land. The second part is education for mainly school groups in sustainability. And the third critical bit is setting up what they call a rare seed orchard, where we grow rare plants, rare native plants in the ground in an area protected from predation from pest animals. And we harvest the seed of those, take them to our nursery, grow them in pots and export them off-site to spread that habitat and hopefully try and ensure that species remains part of our landscape.
I'm passionate about regeneration. So regeneration is one of those topics that Jarvis introduced me to. It's this idea that sustainability is sort of sustaining things, maintaining things. Regeneration for me is actually giving back and doing that one step further, where you're not just keeping something as it is, you're actually planting a seed and letting it grow and live forever.
On the planet, we really have two existential threats. One is the loss of biodiversity, so it's the loss of plants and animals and habitat, and that's really reached a critical point globally, and particularly here in Australia, and certainly here in South Australia. The second one is climate change, and I think most of us are aware of climate change, but the solution to it is not only solar on your roof and electric cars, but it's also planting back habitat, because those trees and plants and grasses sequester CO2, take it out of the atmosphere and help combat climate change.
Well, today when we drove out here, I thought that we'd just be planting a tree straight away, but we ended up weeding first to get rid of all of the things that might drop seeds, especially the mustard. And then just now I've been over there weeding with my friend Phoenix. Just here we've started doing, and also are getting close to finishing, the planting of the actual trees themselves, which I personally found really fun, like just hacking away into the earth, getting rid of all of the weeds.
The ASBN is here today to support the Forktree Project. Tim Jarvis has always been a fantastic advocate and supporter of sustainability in action, and especially with his Forktree Project, the rewilding aspect, combating climate change and also biodiversity loss. It coincides a lot with what we talk about at the ASBN, of what we do with our built environment. So we wanted to take this opportunity to get some really nice sunshine, see some amazing views, and also get some trees in the ground and help with this biodiversity project. So the work that we're doing with Tim today is obviously helping out with the Forktree Project on which is a biodiversity gain rewilding project. And in these times of climate emergency, as well as also which links in with a biodiversity emergency, we really need to try to reestablish habitat as well as ecology for our non-human communities, so they can also thrive. And one thing that we always stress about with the ASBN is if the ecology is not thriving, then our human civilizations are also not thriving. So I think the team wanted to kind of get our hands dirty and make sure that we are putting in the time, the sweat to help improve our local environment here in South Australia. Should be part of everyone's well-being plan, right? I mean, part of getting out into nature, getting that restorative kind of aspect. It's not only about getting like the vitamin D from the sun, but the more and more research which we've also covered in other ASBN events, is that just getting your hands in the soil, getting some microbiome, getting into that, helps with even the bacteria that's inside of us and everything like that. So humans are intrinsically connected to nature. We need nature to thrive, for ourselves to thrive, and getting constant interaction with it is also good for our health and well-being.
So Forktree as a project wouldn't exist without the assistance of volunteers. It really is all about that. I'm one myself, and it's all about getting people out here getting their hands dirty, putting in trees, pulling out weeds, making a real difference. And it's surprising how much better it makes you feel about both climate change and the loss of biodiversity by actually coming out here and doing things. So we've got 20 people here today from ASBN. They're all ages, all the way through to the kids, the next generation, and all are welcome, and we couldn't do it without you.